So they're alternating their firing rather than firing the entire battalion at one single shot. They're spreading out the fire, and now they'll begin firing at will as each man loads. He'll pick a target and try to engage in firing. So this will seem a little bit of a scattered shooting, but what's happening is each man loads, and as fast as he can load, aim and pick a target, he'll fire his weapon. Again, typically a well-trained infantryman is only going to be firing 3 rounds a minute, and that of course diminishes as the rifle gets dirtier and more difficult to load. It looks like General Grant has succeeded in pushing back the Confederates from Camp Johnson. As they approach closer to the village of Belmont, as they approach closer to Camp Johnson, now the Confederate artillery over in Columbus, Kentucky is able to start targeting and firing as well. General Polk, realizing that the Federals are now pushing on Belmont, is bringing up additional support to the troops at Camp Johnson from the Confederate positions in Columbus, Kentucky. On the far end of the field, the Confederate Army is passing through their gun line and bringing up additional reinforcements. Now, traditionally, we are always associated with the Confederacy the St. Andrew's Cross that you see on the battlefield. What you're seeing now is a Polk flag. The different corps within the Army of the Tennessee actually carry different battle flags. And this is a blue flag with the big white dot, was the corps of General Polk. And so Leonidas K. Polk had his own battle flag for his corps. And as the commander here, that is why the troops are carrying the Polk flag. Okay. Federal bugle is blowing in retreat. Fight your way back. Fight your way back. And you can see the Federal cavalry is skirmishing in retreat. So one line fires and falls back, passes the next line. They will fall and fall back. In this way, keeping a fire on the enemy while they retire their battle line. supported by additional troops. It looks like General Grant's victory at Belmont is going to be postponed as additional Confederate forces come onto the field. It's worth noting that these troops were all green, and for most of the men on the field, unless they had served in the war with Mexico in 1847, these were troops that had not fought or seen the elephant, as the expression would be, later on during the war. So you hear the Confederate rebel yell as the Confederate infantry comes forward to help defend Camp Johnson. Pushing forward, Grant has not brought forward any artillery support, so he has cavalry and infantry, but no heavy guns. He has one section of the Chicago Light Artillery, and he also has fire support, but his fire support is from gunboats on the Mississippi River. So, without heavy artillery to support his position, he has decided to fall back and regroup and reconsider what's going on, as the numbers are no longer as decidedly in his favor. So it looks like the Confederates are moving forward now. The Federals have fallen back, regroup, assess the change in the situation, and this time position themselves so that they are under the cover of their artillery protection. While the Confederates, sensing that they may have a victory here, are pushing forward to drive the Federals from the field. The Battle of Belmont was a 4-hour engagement that teetered back and forth between the Confederates and the Federals. Both sides were unsure of themselves. They'd gone through the training, but not necessarily had the discipline to function under the actual fire of the enemy. So you see some of the Confederates moving the wounded back, including a Confederate helping a Federal wounded to an aid station. After the battle, there will be a demonstration of medical procedures during the American Civil War. That one's to put the fear of God into you. If you think going to a dentist was a bad experience.
Oh man, you have our ears blown out.
Now, during the American Civil War, anesthesiology, or anesthetics, was quite frequently used. They had already discovered ether as a way of using anesthetics. But at the same time, they had not discovered germ theory. So a doctor would proceed to do one amputation and take the same bloody knife and the same bloody table and proceed to do the next amputation without any consideration of infection. In fact, when you read some of the medical journals, They actually thought that pus in the wound was a good thing, where it was actually indicating infection. A clean wound we thought would not be healing properly. So there was a lot of misconceptions in the medical profession during this time period. They used a lot of medicines. Some did work, some didn't work. But there will be an excellent medical demonstration after the battle, so over in the federal camp. You may want to go take a look at that. You may see some amputations, and clearing wounds, and other things.
It's sobering.
During the course of this event, we did something a little different. We had a cooking contest.
Oh, wow.
And that was to demonstrate for the public the nature of food, food preservation, and other things in the life of a soldier.
Fire in a hole.
And there was a lot of people that took that tour and went around.
There you go.
And saw what the soldiers ate, different types of camps. So please, after the battle, go around, visit the individual camps. There are going to be two basic types. There'll be a campaign style, where the soldiers will be on the march, carrying little equipment, and setting down basically where they stopped. And then you'll see the garrison type camps, where the army has come to a halt, and they are bringing up and holding a position. When they're in the garrison camp, they will have a lot more tentage and equipment. So you can see Confederates are still pushing on the Federals. The Federals have withdrawn to a stronger position. Confederates with artillery support. Again, you can watch the artillery. Number one man probes the gun, cleans out the residue from the prior shot.